All right, last homework of the week, Math 2. So today we're going to use the quadratic formula to solve, and this might be new to some of you. If you had honors and you had Miss Roberts last year, she might have taught this to you if you had her a specific semester, but this is definitely a Math 2 concept. So to find the x-intercepts, we already know that we can factor, set them equal to 0, complete the square, and solve. We have one more method for finding our x-intercepts. It's called the quadratic formula. And I personally think this is the easiest one because all you're doing is plug and chugging it in a formula. Now I'm going to show you all the steps. Some of you can do some of this in your head though. So the formula is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. Now this might look a little bit intimidating, however it's really simple to equate this. So we do need to say what our a, our b, and our c are of this equation here. So a is the number in front of x squared, 1. b is the number in front of x, negative 2. And c is the very last number, the constant, negative 3. And then I'm just going to plug this in my formula. So we get x equals negative b, so negative 2, plus or minus the square root of b squared, negative 2 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is negative 3, all divided by 2 times a, which is 1. And then we're just going to simplify it down. So our first thing to simplify is this negative 2. The double negative sign, they actually cancel each other out. So we have 2 plus or minus the square root. Negative 2 squared is 4. And then if I multiply all of this together, 4 times 1 is 4, times negative 3 is a negative 12, over 2 times 1, which is 2. The next step is to simplify inside the radical, inside the square root sign. So 4 minus a negative 12, again, minus the negative, that's going to become plus a positive. And so 4 plus 12 is 16. And that's still divided by 2. The square root of 16 is 4, so we get 2 plus or minus 4 over 2. Now we should know that quadratics can have 0, 1, or 2 x-intercepts or solutions. And so what we need to do with that plus minus sign is have one equation where it's 2 plus 4 divided by 2, and one equation where it's 2 minus 4 divided by 2. Always simplify the numerator and then divide. So 2 plus 4 is 6. Divided by 2 is 3. So one of our x-intercepts is at positive 3. The other one, 2 minus 4, is a negative 2. Divided by 2 is a negative 1. So our second x-intercept is at negative 1. I do need you to repeat all these steps the next 2 times, and I know that that's a little tedious. However, once you get all these steps going, because it's the exact same steps every time, this is probably the easiest method to find your x-intercepts, especially when they're not whole numbers. If you have any questions, let your teachers know, and when you're ready to, go ahead and flip this paper over and finish the problems on the back.